Very few companies or government-run space agencies in the world have succeeded in launching a rocket to space and ejecting satellites in their very first attempt. Indian firm Skyroot has done it on the first attempt. They've created history and they've made a record for themselves. To know what more is in store from the Indian private space sector, we're joined by Dr. Pawan Goenka, Chairman in Space. So, a big achievement today. What more is in store from the Indian private space sector? More rockets, more satellites?
There's a lot more. There's a lot more. This was just a glimpse of what's there to come. Skyroot obviously has played a stellar role in doing what you just mentioned they have done. And successful launching in the first attempt is something very unusual, very limited companies are able to do it. But we have at least 2 or 3 other companies that are right behind Skyroot working on their own satellite launch vehicle. And our focus in India from the commercial side is on launching small satellites, and therefore the whole ecosystem that we are creating, the second launch center in Kulsekapattnam, the satellite manufacturing and AIT facilities that are coming up in the private sector, the technical center that Indian Space today has and growing further. All of that are aimed at making sure that India becomes a global hub for launching small satellites. So this is just one piece in that whole ecosystem. Beyond that, we are looking at what we need to do for Earth observation and focus more and more of what private sector can do in that. Rather than ISRO launching, can private sector be launching those satellites? And we already have started a consortium with Pixel as the lead of that consortium that are working on 12 satellites to be launched perhaps starting next year and a half. And communication wise also, there are many things that we're trying to do. So many activities they're coming up slowly, and basically success breeds success. So once what has happened today is going to bring in a lot more confidence, not just in Skyroot, but in others, even investors who will now see that there is a value, a virtue in sort of betting on Indian startups, and more will happen.
Right. See, over the last 3 years, we've seen a trend where year on year there is a decline in the number of launches of rockets and satellites from India. What is our vision? I mean, you have an ambitious target that 8 years down the line, we'll grow our space economy 5x from existing $8-9 billion to 44. So, what is the bridge that we need to get from here to there, and what more do you think can be done?
Look, I think there was a small setback because of 2 back-to-back launch failures of PSLV. I think we can take that as a blip, and that's behind us now. ISRO has worked on the cause for that. They have found the cause that will get tested fairly quickly on the ground, and after that they will start the launches again. I think there's a heavy demand for PSLV launches, a very heavy demand for LVM3. We're working on increasing the capacity of LVM3, and I believe there will be a strong demand for the small launch vehicles. Till now we didn't have those, now we have those. So therefore it will all add up to getting to a point where this place would be very busy. Launching something every 2 weeks or so.
To grow the space economy, we need both ISRO launches and also private launches. So for that, what more can be done? Because the CMD NSIL, right? ISRO's commercial arm needs a CMD, and only then rockets can be sold to foreign customers. Is that something in the pipeline as well soon?
Well, well, of course, CMD search is going on. I cannot say much about it, but the work doesn't stop because CMD is not there. Okay. There is a team that is working on procuring commercial launch opportunities, and a lot of things are happening. I mean, not everything can be announced, but a lot of things are happening.
Yeah, final question to you, sir, is that how do we balance between government and private sector? That's very crucial in a country like India because private is just growing. Recently, we've seen that there's been an exodus from ISRO talent to various parts, perhaps. So how do we balance between government and private? Because ISRO is now saying that we need to protect our talent, we need to protect our human resource. So how can this be done?
Well, look, first of all, I don't know the data, so I don't want to go by what is published in the media. And I don't know how big the exodus is. I doubt that the numbers are anywhere near what is being said. But let me put it differently. ISRO is a pool of talent, right? Therefore, for some people to leave from ISRO and go outside, we should feel good about it, not feel bad about it. It's not a lose-win situation, it's a win-win situation.
Right.
Because when the ISRO people go and work in the private sector, they will leverage their expertise and one will become equal to 10. Right. They will create 10 more people like them. Right. So I don't think anybody is sort of concerned in the sense that, oh my God, suddenly ISRO will be out of expertise. Yes, there are some critical programs, and for the critical programs, it's important that the critical resources are retained. There are also some guardrails we have to put that that the government has some very well defined rules on if you leave the government service, what you can and cannot do, and I think we need to follow those. So that discipline has to be there. But other than that, I don't see any sort of major concern. But at this, I'm looking at it from afar, and therefore
Right.
I'm not aware of the internal data.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.